guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to take a look at the iRig HD. Now this thing is a really awesome little unit. Okay, works on many different platforms. Gives you 3 different cables for hookups to different devices. And what you do with this thing is you plug it in, of course, to your device, be it your Windows computer, Mac computer, iPhone, etc. And of course plug your electric guitar in, or bass guitar, or keyboard. It's your choice. Anyways, I've got mine hooked into my Mac, so I'm a stationary setup. And there's my iRig device there. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to give you guys the pros and cons. Okay, pros, it's a really great machine. It's well built. It's just crystal clean, right? So a lot of good points there, you know, and it's definitely loaded with features with the software that they give you for free from the IK Multimedia website. You can also use GarageBand and other programs with this too, if you want. I primarily use GarageBand just because it gives me access to a lot of stuff that Amplitude 3 directly does not give me access to. You know, and I'm still learning more about Amplitude 3 as well, but I've learned enough to know right now that as my first choice of programs to record with, for me it's going to be GarageBand. It's just the way it is. But anyways, you can pick and choose whatever you want. Anyhow, I picked this up for 40 bucks at Best Buy here in town. It normally sells for $114 in Canada, 100 bucks in the States, 100 bucks off the IK Multimedia website, and definitely worth every penny. Okay, I mean, if I had to have paid retail, I would have. I went into Best Buy, I saw it on the shelf for $45.99. I thought, no, this can't be. And you know, compare box, compare tag, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's it, man. I'm in. You know, I'll give that a go because I know that I've heard a lot about iRig stuff. And also, it's picking the right iRig for your use. It can be a little confusing, right? So I've been looking at these things a bit, and of course this is the one I need for my purposes. And there's a lot of other types of iRig devices too, so check them out on their website. But for 40 bucks, I mean, that's what I paid. It was $45.99 on the rack. I get to the till, I pay for it, you know, and they say 114 bucks on the screen. I'm like, that ain't happening. I says, that's not the price on the shelf. So I went back with him, we compared. I was right, of course. So manager comes over to do an override, and he even checked on it because it's like, that can't be right. It's 114 bucks for 45 bucks. I mean, that's a hell of a savings. Like, that's less than half. And so anyways, end of story. I guess maybe somebody screwed up when they made the tag, because it certainly wasn't even on sale on the Flash event yesterday, which they extended to today, by the way. Pretty cool. So, I mean, I was primarily in there to get a hard drive for my wife, but I saw that for the price, and it's like, I'll take another gamble. If this doesn't work, I'll take it back, get a refund, and then just order the PV one. Well, guess what? I'm keeping this one. So anyways, when all was said and done, the manager gave me another $6 off. So I paid like $39.99 for this thing plus tax. I mean, how do you say no? I mean, you can't. Now, initially when I plugged it in, everything went smooth as glass, and I plugged it into my hub. Didn't say I couldn't, so I did. And it was fine until I did the firmware update for the device that there is on their website. And I thought to myself after doing it, I never should have done that, because now the thing is screwed up. It's not working right. Half the time I'm not getting audio. All kinds of nightmarish problems, right? So I'm like, oh God, this is pissing me off. I mean, I just blew this money. I don't feel like getting back in my car to just take this back and exchange it for something else. Because it was working perfect before I did that update, right? And you gotta watch updates even on computer systems, as we found out recently with Windows 10. Anyway, so by the time the company got back to me, because I had to write them, you know, because I couldn't call them, so I wrote them. And because I don't have the long distance package to call them, or I would have. Anyways, by the time they get back to me, I already solved the problem. Do not plug this thing in, and I mean it. Do not plug it into a hub and try and use it. It's not going to go well in the end, especially after doing that update. But it may not go well at all, period. Now, I've got a powered hub, so it should have been fine, right? Because USB is USB. I mean, a multitude of daisy-chainable devices. That's what USB is about. Not with this, it ain't. So anyway, plug in direct, and you won't have a problem. I even had problems doing the firmware update while it was plugged into the hub, and I got it to take once, and it didn't straighten out. So I plugged it direct into the computer, redid the firmware update again. I have not had one problem since. So it's working beautiful, as expected, as it should be working, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it is working awesome. And I'm very much addicted to this thing now. I've had a headache all day, and I'm still jamming out with this thing because I just really, really, I adore this thing, man. I love it. I mean, it's like the cat's ass, you know. There is so much in GarageBand, and even in Amplitude, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's so much fun to play around with music, and this is really going to help make my music, when I do put it into my YouTube videos, just really explode and pop. You know, never mind the fact I can do studio quality 24-bit recordings now, you know, and have to do virtually no editing whatsoever to the audio tracks. You know, that's sweet. Now, I will say this much, though. My first choice is going to be GarageBand, only because in GarageBand I'm allowed to do up to 128 tracks, you know, where this thing is not going to do that with the free version, at least, of Amplitude that they give you. And they do give you a lot of free software, by the way. I mean, a lot. Like, once you buy this device, you register it on their site, get yourself an account, and then you go and you log into your account, and you'll find in there where you can, you know, check your account stuff out, a bunch of free downloads. And I've downloaded pretty much everything so far. And there's registration codes for each program that are there, and you need to install those, otherwise you're going to be running a 9-day demo, which means it's not unlocked. So if you want to unlock the full version, you install the code, and there's no extra charge for the codes. Now, if you want stuff beyond what they give you for free, well, that you got to pay for, which is acceptable. And their prices on this stuff is not bad, especially for extra pedal kits, racks, all that sort of jazz. I mean, there's a lot of extra goodies for this thing, you know. But anyways, very happy. This is the main unit here. Now, it is very durable. From what I can tell, the build quality is very good. Now, I'm going to be just leaving mine plugged right into my computer, so I don't have to worry about wearing out a USB plug or whatever type of thing. And the other toy that I need to still get for my guitar is a wireless kit. Joyo has one that I think should suffice. I'm going to try it. I've seen it on YouTube, and it seems to work pretty flawless, so for $100 I'm going to give her a go. And then I can be completely wireless, and I can take this unit, throw it behind my computer, and just leave it there. No more cables, because right now I got like a 25-foot cable off my guitar to this thing, and to avoid ripping it out of my computer, of course, I've tied my cable around a leg of a table, you know, just in case, because sometimes, you know, you can trip on stuff, right? And I don't want to hurt anything. So I'm going to go with wireless. Now, if the Joyo set works, fine. If it doesn't, well, then I'll pork out the money for the really good unit, which is about $200 in Canada. And then I'll have no issues whatsoever. So I might have to in the end, but we'll see. I'm going to try the Joyo anyways. But I want to go totally wireless too, which... because I'm tired of tripping on cords. You know, this is the whole thing about going to a computer system now with this sort of stuff, you know. You reduce your cords, you reduce your hydro bill huge by not running all those pedals all the time, and your amps. You don't need any of that stuff anymore once you buy, you know, one of these iRig or similar devices. You know, you just plug it into the computer, draws power off your USB port, plug in your guitar, download your software on your computer, you're done. You know, or your tablet or your phone, however you're going to use it. It's a portable studio too, you know, so you can take it on the go with you and sit there and play. Get one of those portable, nice loud Bluetooth speakers with you, go to the beach, right? Plug in your, you know, device, turn on your Bluetooth speaker, have yourself a nice little jammy rock concert out at the beach if you want, all with your electric guitar. And you don't have to, you know, plug anything into a wall, which is sick. You know, so it's like, and do all your studio quality recordings, even outdoors, and not have to worry about outside noise interference too, which is also a huge benefit over doing things old school like I've been doing for a long time. I've been doing open recording. The acoustics in my room are not the best, but they're pretty good, but it means I got to do a lot of editing to make it sound really awesome. With the device like this, you don't have to worry about any of that. Who cares about room acoustics? You don't need it. You want to be outside the back porch and people are, firing off shotguns, doing skeet shooting, or there's noisy traffic, cop cars and ambulances are around you, they go by. Who cares? It's not going to interfere with any of your recording whatsoever. So that's sick. That's sweet. And that's the kind of technology we've all been wanting for a long, long time. So I'm quite happy with this, happy with the price. As far as the star rating goes on this, honestly, guys, there was not much of a problem with the setup, just a few things that weren't covered, and I'm letting you know a heads up on, so then you can save yourself the headache and it'll be a smooth transition to install. I jammed this thing an easy 4.25 out of 5. There was a couple little hassles. It's not perfect. Nothing ever is. Someday it may blow up. You never know. But it is a good little unit. Quite happy with that. And you don't have to be afraid to do the update either, because firmware updates can be pretty scary. In the end, had I just plugged this thing direct in my computer to begin with, I never even would have had a hiccup. So I'm glad I did have the hiccup, because there are some people that will get frustrated, pissed off, and just not even bother with the company. They just go in a big hissy fit and go meh, 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 and then they'll take it back to the store and demand a refund, and there's nothing wrong with the unit, right? I mean, defects can happen, yes, but that was not a defect. That was something that wasn't quite covered properly in the literature that came with the device. And of course the company, when they did get back to me, which I'd already solved my problem, I already told them, but they even said, do not plug it into a hub, powered or otherwise. Do not plug it into a hub, or you can and will have problems. So it's like, well, would have been nice to know that in the manual. Maybe you can revise the manual a little bit. Okay, so, but anyways, that's all. If you want to hear this thing in action and, a little bit, I have a video that's actually, well, it'll be uploaded by the time this one is, but it's called iRig HD Demo. Check out my video on that. I used GarageBand because I'm familiar with it and I really love GarageBand. But I use this device with it so you can have some running footage of it. And that helps keep the time down on this video too for you. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you have questions, comments, you guys know the drill, and I'll do the best I can to answer them. As far as Amplitude software, I'll get back to you guys on that one, because I'm going to be doing videos as I learn all about Amplitude and the other software I downloaded. I will do how-to videos and show you stuff on those programs as I can get to doing that. Because I'm still going to learn the software regardless, right? You never know. Might be something in Amplitude that works better for me than GarageBand in certain things I want to do. So it's a toss-up, right? Never hurts to have too many programs for that stuff. Anyways, take care, guys. Thanks.